Hello, Nee.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. What about you?
Today I have to test in school is test in information technology and physics.
Oh, I see. Physics. So, I heard that there are still positive cases in Vietnam and it's getting worse. Are they asking you to stay at home, students like you, or you still go
Um,
to school?
I and go to school, but student in some place like Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City, they are at home and study online.
Okay. So the two main city, Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, they are very much
Yes.
affected with the third wave of COVID-19 in Vietnam. Mm. Are you living very far from these cities?
I'm living not very far from Ho Chi Minh City
Not very far from Ho Chi Minh
because in
City.
my place it don't have people have COVID-19.
Okay. I see. All right. Okay, so let's proceed to our lesson tonight. So, yesterday we were talking about this topic, right? So, on page 39. I'm sorry, not 39, 40. Sorry, I lost it. So, last time we listened to different audios, right? So we talk about
Yes,
vocabulary, we talk about pronunciation, vocabulary about money, and also we talk about e and for the pronunciation, like the word appear, bear, beat, break, creak, deal, death, and so on. Right? And of course, we are still on the topic under affluenza. Right? So as we have learned from the past few days that affluenza is something that the people, a sickness in the society, right? Okay. All right. So now we move to the next slide or next page, and this is about reading. Okay. Before we start reading this article, I would like you to answer this question. Do you know any couple or a married couple where you think one of them married for money?
um no, they marry from money. Then I don't see, but I see some people they are married because they want to go abroad.
Yeah. Um, Hello, Ni. Yes, yes, yes,
Hello.
yes. Yes, Ni. A person who get married because she wants to go abroad. That's what you said, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's very common also in the Philippines. Right? So some people in our country, they really want to get married to a foreigner, right? Because they want to live their American dream. Okay, but how about you? In your own perspective, as young as now, do you want to get married with someone because he is very wealthy? Or do you want to get married
Um.
with someone because you want to go or live abroad? You're very good in
mm,
English.
I
You can marry someone.
I think if we married with a people, but because he's wealthy, I think we want be happy. We want to live happy.
Mm, okay. Well, what about those people who are marrying a foreigner? Do you think they really fell in love with each other?
I see some people when they married, they fell in love, but some people when they don't have.
Okay, I see. All right. Oh,
Because it is popular in Vietnam, I think in 40 years ago, because in this time Vietnam is very poor.
well, not only your country, it's also happening in our country. So we are very much tortured by some cases in our country wherein a woman, she never thought that after marrying a man from abroad, it will cause her a lot of suffering instead of, being wealthy and, living a life that she wanted abroad. So, yeah. We don't know, right, what could happen. So we have to be very careful in choosing a partner. Okay, Ni? You have to be very careful in choosing your partner. Okay. Alright. Today, that's the reason why we're talking about that, is because today we're going to read one of the series of the article The Times called Family Secrets, which is unsigned and use fictitious names in which readers of the newspaper confess a secret. So let's read the article once and answer the question, what is your initial reaction to what the woman says? I wish I had married for money, not love. Okay? So
Okay.
Let's
I
start.
wish I had married for money, not love. When Bill and I got married, his relaxed attitude to money amused me. He's a teacher and enjoys his job. I work in medical sales, more stressful, but he pays well. I have, however, become secretly, overwhelmingly envious of my friends who can rely on their husbands as the breadwinners. Our first home was a tiny flat in a lovely area, which was fine even when our first daughter was born. Our second daughter's arrival 2 years later put a strain on space and finances, so we had to move, and I had to learn to bite my tongue so as not to seem ungrateful. It was when that I noticed that my best friend Karen's standard of living was better than ours. Her husband is a consultant surgeon, and their first home was the 5 bedroom detached house. We bought a 3 bedroom house in a nice street, but I couldn't help comparing in with friends' houses. I've had promotions, but Bill has no plans to apply for anything beyond head of department. His current position, I think he should go for a deputy head post. Bill
Deputy.
is a brilliant dad, and with the girls now reaching their teens, I appreciate how well he gets on with them and puts so much effort into their homework and hobbies. But although I never admit this to friends, I believe that there's no more life than being good parents. Karen is having a campaign party for her 40th, as well as a week in Paris with her husband and a weekend in New York with their 14 years old daughter. I pretended to be thrilled, but was sick with envy. I know many people can take a holiday at home, but we mix with people who have no mortgages, work part-time or not at all, can afford private education, and have 3 or 4 holidays a year. I feel resentful, especially as it's the men who bring in money. And even if Bill were a head teacher, he wouldn't come close. When I go out with my girlfriends, I hear Susan moan about John's business trip, and I have to stop myself from shouting that to $250,000 salary must make up for some of his absences. Or Trisha, she inherited a house from her parents, which means that though her husband is on a normal salary, he needn't work and spends her time at the gym. Bill tells our girls that they can have a kiss anything, and I agree, but when they start dating, I will try to guide them behind his back towards men who can give them the sort of life I've never had. Feminism fine, but there's a lot to be said for having your bills paid.
That hurts. Okay. Alright, so before we talk about this article, let's read these words first. Deputy.
Deputy head, the assistant to the director of a school.
Okay. 250.
Consult.
Yeah. Let's read first the word in your chat box. Deputy.
Deputy head. The assistant to the director of a school.
All right. Consultant surgeon.
Consultant surgeon, a surgeon of the highest rank in a hospital.
Okay. All right. Let's look at our chat box. Let's read again. 250,000 pounds.
250,000 pounds.
Can we say it again? Trisha. Achieve.
Men.
Okay. All right, Nee. Let's go back to our first question. What is your initial reaction to that woman says, I wish I had married for money, not love? What's your initial reaction to that? If you were in her situation.
I think my initial reaction is I think the first I think I think the first I think she is a practical person. But I think if we live in the life but don't have money, we are very tired and sad.
That's true. Not really sad, but yeah, I agree with you with what you said that life would be so tiring, right? Tiring. Oni?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah. As I have mentioned, I agree with you when you said that life would be very hard, life would be very tiring if you have, not enough money to sustain, right? Okay, so now let's continue. Let's answer the following questions that follows. 1, 2, and 3. How and why the women's opinion of her husband's attitude to money change over the years? Why? Is it because of his husband or is it because of her friends and her neighbor?
I think the woman's opinion of her husband's attitude to money changed over the years. Because I think I think when they have a daughter, he when they have a daughter, she think the female like her friends. They have husband can provide them have a
Yes.
better standard than her
That's right. So when they had a child, that's where problems arise, right? So they experience shortage of money. She experienced that. How come? I'm not meeting the ends, right? Or I'm not getting what I want. So there. Okay. What about 2? What is it about her friends that makes her feel so envious?
Because their husband can buy the big house
Mm-hmm.
or have a holiday and they can mm, they can um afford a lot of things.
Yes, that's right. So imagine when she had her 40th birthday, they went to Paris or celebrated somewhere, right? So they travel with their 14-year-old daughter also around in other country like New York. Wow, that's something, right? So before the pandemic, if you are traveling to this country, that's quite expensive, right? So it only shows that their status in life is really good. That's why they can afford to do so. And besides, it's good also that yeah, both of them are not working, right? Both of them are not working. Their husbands are working, but the neighbor's husband must be earning a lot compared to her husband. That's why she tend to become envious, right? So question 3,
Yeah.
can you read question number 3?
Question number 3. How she plans to guide her old daughters.
Yeah.
She says that she she would try to guide them towards men who can give them the short of life she never had.
Okay. So in your own opinion, Ni, is she a good mother? If you are the daughter,
Yes,
do you think she
I
is a
think
good
because
mother?
she thought for her daughter a lot. So because she thinks for her daughter, she want to try to guide them.
Okay. But is she a good wife?
I think if the good wife is
50-50?
yeah.
Why?
um because I think she because I think she is a practical person, but because her husband can give her a good standard of life, so she I think she think a lot about money.
Yes. Very good answer, right? So if you are really a good wife, you have to be contented, right? You have to be contented to what your husband is giving you. Especially, she is not working. Remember that, right? Look at your mom and your
Yes,
dad. Your mom and your dad are working hand in hand. Both of them are working so that they can give all the things that you and your brother wants, right? So for her, a wife that is not working, she should not be like this, right? She should not be envious with her neighbor also. We have to be contented for what the person is giving us, especially if he is supporting us, right? Okay.
yes.
All right. Very good. Nice conversation. So now, before we end our session tonight, let's do Lexis in context. Okay? So this will be the last activity for tonight. So say in your own words what the women means by this idiom and phrases. Rely on their husband as the breadwinners.
Relies on their husbands as the breadwinner.
Mm-mm.
Mm, I think they depend on their husband a lot about money.
Yeah, so we can say dependent. You said that. Dependent, right? So they are dependent on their husband, okay? 2.
Okay. Mm, to put a strain on space and finances. I I think it's it's difficult to live with about the money they have.
All right. So I think that's being thrifty, or wise in holding money, right? So there. How about bite my tongue? What does it mean? Bite my tongue.
Bite my tongue. It's is you can't talk with other people what you want.
Yes, very good. You have to keep quiet. Okay? All right. Go for a deputy head post. So this is like pushing your husband to the limit, right?
I don't know.
So this could mean that you're pushing someone to their limit, right? You're pushing someone to their limit. Okay? Because if that is the job that he can, okay, that's okay. So but if you push them there, reaching their teens. What is this?
Reaching their teens, I think yeah, they become a
Very
teenager.
good. That's right. Sick with envy.
Sick with envy. I think
From the word envy,
jealous.
jealous or envious. Very good. That's correct. Jealous. Good job. Good word. That's correct. Next, he wouldn't come close.
He wouldn't come close. I think he doesn't have more money.
Yeah, or you are no you cannot compare, right? So you wouldn't come close, or there's no way of comparing the husband of the neighbor to your husband. Okay? Moan about.
Okay.
Moan about.
Mm, moan about. Complain.
Very good. Make up for some of his absences.
Mm, I don't know.
Find time. Okay, for find time for the family, because if there are times that you are not at home or working, then find time. Okay, or
Okay.
catching up. Okay, catching up. All right. Behind his back.
I think do something, but he didn't know.
Yeah, backfighter. Okay, so there. Doing something behind his back, meaning you're a backfighter. Okay, there's a lot to be said
Okay.
for.
I don't know.
Talk about. There's a lot of things to talk
Talk
about.
about.
Yes, that's right. Okay. All right. So I know this is not really your topic. You're very young to talk about marriage, but I hope this could be an inspiration to you in the future, right? It's okay to dream big. It's okay to find someone that is rich, someone that has a very good status in life, but always remember that when you get married to someone, you should, you know, love that person, right? So there, love
Yes.
is the key, because no matter what you do, whether you are rich or poor, if you have love for each other, you can do all things together, right? Dee? So again, you have proven to me how good your comprehension is. And as we go along with our lessons day by day, I was able to see how your pronunciation has progressed. Okay? There are very minimal words that you mispronounce every time we had our reading exercise. And of course, every time I ask you questions, there are only few words that you do not understand, which is a big leap already, a big change already. You have improved a lot. So keep up the good work, and I hope to have more lessons with you in the future. Okay?
Okay.
I'll see you again
Thank
tomorrow.
you very
Good
much.
night. Bye.
Good night.